Hello everyone, and welcome to our Android bloatware removal tutorial. Now this guide is going to be the same no matter what OS you are running on your PC or Android device, or at least I think so. Let's get into it. Before we get too far into it, I just wanted to outline what the purpose of this video is. Devices often come with bloatware, pre-installed applications that can take up space, slow down performance. These apps are typically added by the manufacturer, carriers, or even third-party partners of where you get your device from. It's pretty much there to promote their services or add additional features, mostly by the carrier. So most of the time, we can't actually remove or disable these apps, causing us to have to do this a different way. This tutorial is going to outline that different way of manually disabling these apps through the console line. Before we figure out actually how to do that, we first need to figure out what applications we are disabling. So before you get too far into this video, first check out the apps list in your settings. Today I'm going to be using our recently reviewed Lenovo Tab P11, but this will similarly work with other Android devices. It will be under settings, apps, and see all apps, depending on the device, but it pretty much should look like this. Now, if you find this all apps list, click on the application you want to remove and see if you can manually disable it first. If it's grayed out, that does mean we need to disable it through the command line or console window, depending on the OS you're running on your desktop. But if you can manually disable it, I would suggest doing that first and then testing it out with any other application before you continue on. Alright, and that's pretty much it for basic bloatware. Let's remove these nasty third-party applications that we can't manually disable. For hardware, we're going to need a laptop or desktop running Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. Pretty much anything will work, your device of choice, and a USB cable for the device. Now, I don't know how this would work via Mac OS, but it's probably the same as any other Unix machine. Real quick, we won't be showing how this is done on Mac. So if you have a Mac, maybe try it first. If it doesn't work, you can always run Boot Camp or a Linux virtual machine. And that's it for hardware. Let's check out our software. Software is pretty cut and dry. We're going to be needing the ADB tools. For Windows, the link is going to be in the description below. Go to the Android developers website, click download SDK platform for Windows, accept the license agreement, and hit download. And then just make sure you extract the files when they're done. And then for Linux, just go to your console window, type in sudo your install command ADB. And that's pretty much about it. So if you're on Linux, don't worry about that. We need to first set up our device before we can actually get into running these commands. Now, a quick disclaimer, when it comes to this tutorial, I'm not responsible if you break your device or if it stops working correctly. This tutorial is for educational purpose only. We're not fully removing the applications from your device, we're just manually disabling it. The only way to enable it is through following this tutorial. Now for device prep. Now this process varies slightly per device. We're going to need to enable developer settings. On our device, go to your settings, scroll down until you see system, and then under about tablet, find build number and tap that until it says you are a developer. Then go back. Right here will be developer settings. Depending on your device, this may be back on the main settings page. But the biggest thing you need to do is just tap on the build number until it shows developer options. Just go to developer options, scroll down until you see USB debugging, and just click enable for USB debugging. Now the next thing to do is just plug in our device to our PC. Now ensure you don't use a USB hub, simply directly on the motherboard if you're on a PC, and click on trust this device if it pops up on your Android device. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. It'll pop up when we start running the ADB commands. You may need to tap on USB preferences and enable file transfer, as the default for some of these are just charging the device. And that's it for our Android device at the moment. Put it somewhere easily accessible because we're going to need it shortly. Now, I know I mentioned we are going to be covering the Linux side of this, but since the commands are identical on both Windows and Linux, we'll just cover them both side by side at the same time. So open up your console window, command prompt, or your terminal. If you're on Windows, cd into the Platform Tools folder. The following commands are what we will be using to review, enable, and disable the system packages. To show all packages, ADB shell PM list packages. To show all disabled packages, ADB shell PM list packages -d. To show all enabled packages, the same command, just do -e. To disable a package, ADB shell PM disable -user and the package name. To enable a disabled package, ADB shell PM enable and then the package name. And then to dump all packages names to a file, ADB shell PM list packages, the greater than symbol, and then the directory you want to dump the packages to. Now that we know our commands, we're going to first dump all the package names to a file to review all the installed packages. Your command line shell, type in ADB shell PM list packages, the greater than symbol, and then the directory you want to dump the package list. Just make sure you put .txt at the end of it. And let's open it up. So here's where things are getting a tad confusing, so I'll try to explain it as best as I can. The list we jumped should also be found in the All Apps list on our Android device. Most package names will describe what they are for, while others are not as straightforward. For example, the package org.videolan.vlc is for the VLC media player on the device. And just to double check, here on our tablet, I brought up a third-party app store, showed us the package name of org.videolan.vlc. Now I'm unsure if the Google Play Store will actually show these values, but it's just an alternative if you can't find it for the specific app. While package com.lmsa.app.lmsa pad is for the rescue and smart assistant software for Motorola and Lenovo devices. For this, we're going to disable the YouTube application. Even though I can disable it on the device, it's just an example. So let's find it on our device. For its package name of com.google.android.youtube. I'm going to open it up on a device and here in this list, just so we can see it. Then go to your command line shell and type in the following command. ADB shell PM disable -user and the package of com.google.android.youtube. Now don't put the package and colon beforehand, just as we have here on screen. Click enter and the package should disable. And then just rinse and repeat until you disabled all the packages that you want to get off your device. Now again, we're not physically removing the application, we're just disabling it from the user. Alright, now let's go into re-enabling these packages to see how we go about doing that. Alright, now let's say that you accidentally disabled a package or you disabled something and your device isn't working correctly. If you noted which one you actually removed, then it makes it easier. If you didn't, then it's a lot of trial and error. But let's see how we actually re-enable these packages. Back on your console or terminal window, type in the following command of ADB shell PM enable com.google.android.youtube. Click enter and the package is now re-enabled. If you have any issues, first ensure USB debugging is enabled. You have authorized the device on your PC, and if anything, unplug and replug your device into your PC, try another USB port or cable, and then retry the command. If none of these work, let me know down in the comments section below, and I will do my best to assist. And that's it. That's the basic way of clearing out or disabling bloatware off your device. Now I haven't fully tested to see if the device runs better or longer after removing applications. Maybe your device will start running better after you do this. So let me know in the comment section below. which brings us to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, even in the slightest, consider subscribing for more content like this. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike it, and I'll see you all in the next video.